Okay, where I left off was being more accomplished. I would have died many times if I hadn't been, and I got to keep my adrenaline up there. And the Illuminati cannot use that against me. God carries me like that, even when in my upset. So, because I ask Him, when I start feeling that, it's like, um, yeah, I'm putting on my armor. It may not appear like it, but when you actually literally do not put your hands on somebody that is in a situation they should deserve that. Like if you saw a child getting hurt or even anybody, it takes a lot of restraint and and a quick prayer with thought, just like automatic how to handle that situation. And so that's the honor of a martial artist. First off, you don't ever put your hands on anybody first, and that's my disappointment and disgust with especially my youngest. Um, I mean, he's been in prison, and I think I got him out of the bragging about being a gangster, con player, whatever you want to call that crap. You know, bad human being. That type of thing. So, yeah, nothing to brag about there, you know. Anyhow, you know, I almost was to the point many times where I was happy to see him locked up because I knew he wasn't able to do drugs. And then my ex spouse used to remind me, or has a way of reminding me, that they have all kinds of drugs in there too. And, why let me sleep good one night? So. That's the type of shit I live with. There's never, I'll say something happy and a negative comes back. In the worst ways of, I was raised around Grand Masons. 3-time over Grand Master, my dad was the highest in the United States. So, um, as far as power of the mind, screwing with people, psychology, all that crap, I learned from the best. So when I'm telling you that what I am around, my adversary, totally negative in that aspect. I mean, okay, let's put it this way. If you lived in the Garden of Eden, which they consider was Sodom and Gomorrah back in the days, and that was Adam's line, the line of Judah, not Christ, like they're trying to mix it because they confuse the words, and people that don't dig enough down into gematria. And I saw the papers and then did the gematria. So I had it twice in my head. And then moreover and moreover when it flooded the internet after that. And so, being from that bloodline and having half of that in me myself, I thoroughly know who I'm dealing with, you know? So I'm just telling you the truth, you I mean, whatever. So, yeah, I'm a spy on the inside. Well, obviously, I've uh, come out of the closet, so to speak. See my closet back there. I just made this room was a laundry room, and I made my little room into the laundry room and moved in this room and made a giant quilt all over because I didn't have enough money with some old material I had and sewed it together like a quilt on the ceiling. Try that. And because I didn't have the money for drywall and I wanted to be able to close my door against evil. And that's that. So that's me. And yeah. So today's pretty good. Not bad. But yeah, if my sons could get healthy, they could really help a lot of people because they're just outgoing like that. And yeah, they really are. So I even suggested to Luke's wife, it's like, geez, Christy, if you and Luke could get together and like just help people like that, talk to them like that. Because Luke always wanted to, but hard to tell somebody that doesn't have a Christian mind or actually does. I think she believes in God now, but I don't know that it's the right one. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, I wish them the best. That's all I can say on that one. Some bad things happen. So nice people aren't nice. Or, I mean, if you're not a nice person, you're not nice. That type of thing. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, so yeah, um, I did raise them to be leaders. There's not a day that went by that they didn't hear of God in their lives and all the examples that go with that. So I didn't smoke around my kids. I'd go outside, sit on the porch, and that type of thing. I mean, there had been times when I did. I can't say I totally never did, but on a general basis, I didn't. So, you know, no excuse. It's just me. But yeah, I even got my stepdaughter um, coming outside smoking on the porch, and she happened to have two sons. Always wanted to, she thought Luke and John were cool to get for stepbrothers, and um, I think she thought being a mom of two sons was cool or something, so she wanted to do the same thing. I'm not sure, but yeah, she had Carter and Casey. My step grandsons are, well, one's an older teen and one's gonna be 20, so, or is 20. Let's see, Mark, 19. He's 19. So they're 16 and 19. Wow, that's a trip. Uh, mm. My stepdaughter's Christine. Called her Chrissy. It's hard to get out of the Chrissy stage. Lukey, Chrissy, and Johnny. It's like, oh my God. That type of thing. So funny. But yeah, it's kind of hard to get out of the baby language with your kids. It's because you're so used to calling that. And then Chrissy went through a Chris. Everybody, she was calling herself Chris for a while. And then went back to Christine. And now she doesn't mind if I call her Chrissy or what I call her actually. So she's going through hard times too. So her husband died and she's doing meth. So I don't, and drinks, I think, and drinks soda, and she's tiny and killing herself. I got a friend tiny killing herself. I got Doug's daughter. I hope her sons stay clean. You know, it's a hard life, a hard world, especially if you get injured and your parents hurt you or other people hurt you or emotionally or got messed over in school or church or, I mean, they get you one way or another. If ever you think that you're going to be a nice person, you're their target. And they're the ones that are out in the ethereal plane. They're the ones that are tramping out in the mind's eye on God's turf. And that's why I kind of say, keep that personal between you and God. For right now, there's planets getting closer. God's essence is really, really close right now. And we need to just kind of walk a little closer with that. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do walk with my Father on a daily basis. Secondly, I really do. I walk out my bedroom and I think, oh, I just like to walk up and slap that thing so hard. And I go to get a cup of coffee and ask for forgiveness just for putting that there. Because. So, true story. Takes a lot of self restraint. Because I hear things on a daily basis. I can't actually have a conversation without knowing, and I know what's going to be said right after I say something. It's like running in circles or talking to a doorknob or beating my head against the wall. I might as well. Because unless it's about our lives or um, in the shop or what he's working on, and he can make so much money and he gets his social security, so he's got a happy little life, whatever. But so if I try to talk about something like, oh, Well, it's always Christian stuff, too bad for him. But if I'm talking about the sky or this, that, and the next thing, or a person said this or that, there's a lot of jealousy in there. So if I mention any person, he was upset that Cherry and I had a nice day. Friends have tried to come over here and it's unbearable for them. He chases them away, literally. So it's sickening, putrid. And I used to go out and drive around and go see my friends, and that gets old too. So yeah, kind of. Um, I'd like to kind of live closer to a little town up by Lake Superior, out in the country, and be able to walk to a resort and visit or whatever, a little cafe or that type of thing. I would be pretty happy. Just walking on the beach looking for agates and, you know, so probably still talking on YouTube and showing y'all the big lake. So, yeah. So, I just thought I'd get back on and conclude those miracles do happen. And um, I think even being a good example in a horrible person's life, whether they like it or not, is just the best way God works. So, yeah. Okay, y'all. Peace and love from Pine City. I'll talk to you later. I'll be back with a nightmare.